1, 2, 3, come on!
Hi, I'm Teacher Giovanni and welcome to Math TV Lessons channel. By the way, I am your math teacher and our topic for today is about division of simple fraction and mixed number. If you have seen my previous video about division of whole number and a simple fraction, then it is not difficult for you to understand the lesson that I am going to discuss today, because generally you will be learning the same steps as what I have discussed in my previous video. But what difference here is you will be dividing a simple fraction and a mixed number. Are you excited? But before that, don't forget to subscribe my channel, click the notification bell so that you will be updated of all the videos that I'm going to upload. To make the story short, let's start our lesson. Our topic for today is dividing simple fractions and mixed numbers. A fraction is a way to describe a portion from a whole. A single unit, which is represented by number 1, can be divided into multiple portions where each of these portions represents as part of the whole. In this lesson, you will learn the fundamental skills in dividing fractions. Your skill in multiplying fractions is quite applicable here. In this lesson, you will determine the steps in dividing simple fractions and mixed forms. And you will divide simple fractions and mixed forms accurately. Before you proceed, check yourself if you already have these skills. Do you know how to express fractions into simpler forms? Do you know the relationship between mixed numbers with improper fractions? Or have you mastered how to multiply fractions? If you answered yes, then you are now ready to take this lesson. But if not, I want you to watch my previous video on how to express fractions to simplest form and how to change mixed numbers into improper fractions and vice versa. And lastly, I want you to know how to multiply fractions. Knowing and understanding fractions are very important skills in performing basic operations with it, like adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. Your knowledge about fractions is an important skill in mathematics and its applications in everyday life. Dividing means to cut or split into equal parts or portions. In the process of dividing, it is possible that the quotient is an exact whole unit, or it may come with an excess with fractions become involved in the process. Here are some basics you should recall about division, like 3/5 divided by 2/3 equals 9/10 or 9/10, in which 3/5 here is what we call the dividend, 2/3 is what we call the divisor, and the answer, which is 9/10, is what we call the quotient. The equation asks how many 2/3 are there in 3/5. The answer, or the quotient, is 9/10. It simply means 9/10 times 2/3 equals 3/5. Therefore, division is the reverse process of multiplication. But how do we do the process of division here? Let's proceed and find out. Before proceeding to our examples, I want you to remember the following steps. Let's have change, flipped, and multiply. These are the 3 basic steps in dividing fractions that you have to remember. So let's have problem number 1. It takes 3/4 hours for Archie to finish encoding his research project. How many research projects can he encode in 4½ hours? In order to solve the problem, we have to divide 4½ by 3/4. That is, 4½ divided by 3/4 equals n. I want you to observe the equation. There is what we called the mixed number and a fraction. Before dividing mixed number by a fraction, make sure that the mixed number will be changed into an improper fraction. So the mixed number is 4 and 1/2. How will you change mixed number into an improper fraction? In changing mixed number into an improper fraction, you have to remember the two operations that are involved, which are multiplication and addition. You are going to multiply the denominator and the whole number, which is 2 times 4 is 8, and you are going to add the numerator. 8 plus 1 equals 9. So 9 over, copy the denominator, which is 2. So 4 and 1/2 will become 9 halves, or 9 over 2 divided by 3/4. That is the first step, which is change mixed number to improper fraction, or simply the first step in dividing simple fractions and mixed numbers, which is change. Step number 2, flipped. Get the reciprocal of the divisor and change the operation into multiplication. So 9 halves divided by 3/4. Which is the divisor? The divisor here is 3/4. So what you are going to do? You have to flip. You are going to interchange the numerator and the denominator. So 3 over 4 will become 4 over 3, or it is simply called the reciprocal. And then you are going to change the operation, which is division, into an opposite operation, which is multiplication. So 9 over 2 divided by 3/4 will become 9 over 2 times 4 over 3. Then the last step is multiply. You have to follow the rules in multiplying fractions. Multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators. So the numerators are 9 and 4. So 9 times 4 is 36. So 2 times 3 is 6. So 36 over 6. And then you are going to simplify by dividing the numerator by the denominator. So 36 divided by 6 is 6. So your final answer is he can encode 6 research projects for 4 and 1/2 hours. Problem number 2. Jerry can complete a model ship about 4 and 1/4 hours. He works on his model for 1 and 1/2 hours each day. At this rate, how many days should it take him to complete the model? In order to know the number of days for him to complete the model, we have to divide 4 and 1/4 by 1 and 1/2. So 4 and 1/4 divided by 1 and 1/2 equals n. So the two terms are mixed numbers. So we need to change the mixed numbers into a proper fractions. That is step number 1, which is change. So let's have the first mixed number. So 4 and 1/4. So 4 times 4 is 16. 16 plus 1 is 17. Copy the denominator, which is 4. So that is 17 over 4. So 1 and 1/2. So 2 times 1 is 2. Plus 1 is 3 over 2. So 1 and 1/2 equals 3 over 2. So 4 and 1/4 divided by 1 and 1/2 will become 17 over 4 divided by 3 over 2. So next, get the reciprocal of the divisor and change the operation into multiplication. That is step number 2, which is flipped. We are going to flip the divisor, which is 2/3, and change the division sign into multiplication. So that will become 17 over 4 times 2/3. And then step number 3, multiply. Multiply the fractions. So 17 times 2 is 34. 4 times 3 is 12. So the answer is 34 over 12. We have to divide 34 by 12 because it is an improper fraction. We need to simplify. So 34 divided by 12 is 2. 2 times 12 is 24. 34 minus 24 is 10. So we have the remainder of 10. So the remainder here will be the numerator and copy the denominator, which is 12. So the answer is 2 and 10 over 12. But remember, 10 over 12 can be simplified by dividing 10 and 12 by their GCF, which is 2. So 10 divided by 2 is 5. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So the answer is 2 and 5, 6. And the final answer is, it takes 2 and 5, 6 days for him to complete the model. Okay, so we are now done with our lesson about division of simple fractions and mixed numbers. And I believe that you already leveled up your understanding, your knowledge about division of fractions. And I hope that you will never forget what you have learned, because I'm sure that this topic that you have learned today will be useful in your day-to-day living. And by the way, I'm Teacher Giovanni, saying that math is mine. Math is not a difficult subject if you're willing to learn. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Bye-bye!